Hey, how's going guys? You are watching Levitation 4D YouTube channel. Hope you are all having an absolutely fantastic day. Today's video is especially for those who are fed up playing old school games, because in today's video I am going to show you top 5 high-end games that are playable on a low-end PC. All the above 5 games are well optimized enough that it's possible to make it playable on a PC which is below its own official minimum system requirements. If it's your first time watching my video, then let me tell you that this is 5th video in the series of high-end games playable on a low-end PC, and probably this might also be the last video in this series. I have already made 4 more videos like this. And if you aren't satisfied with just 5 games from this video, you can check out those videos too. The playlist link will be in description and also over here. And if you clicked on the video because of the thumbnail thingy, then I like to say you that the thumbnail is not a clickbait at all. All of the above 5 games are playable on a low-end PC, and before throwing stones at me, it's better that you check out the benchmark on YouTube. If you think these games aren't playable, and I am lying. So before we get started, if you are new to my channel, then do not forget to subscribe as I upload more of these and even better content. I promise you won't regret subscribing. You can unsubscribe anytime, and all I ask in return is a like. A like is all I need. Every like matters. So now let's get started after the intro.
Let's roll. 3, 2, 1.
On number 5 spot we have Metal Gear Solid 5. Metal Gear Solid 5 is an action-adventure open-world game. This game is often referred as the greatest stealth game of all time. Unlike so many other open-world games, this field is not littered with meaningless trinkets and treasures. In this game you take the role of punished Venom Snake from a third-person perspective in an open world. The gameplay elements were largely unchanged from Ground Zeroes, meaning that players will have to sneak from several points in the game world, avoiding enemy guards, and remaining undetected. Included in Snake's repertoire are binoculars, maps, a variety of weapons, explosives, and stealth-based items such as cardboard boxes and decoys. You may travel the game world with vehicles such as jeeps and tanks, in addition to traveling on foot or on horseback, and as certain locations are mountainous, occasionally, players can opt to go rock climbing as a shortcut. They may call for helicopter support against enemy soldiers or request airstrikes that can bomb the target area or change the current weather. Snake can call on AI companions, including Quiet, a silent female sniper with supernatural abilities. The game has a dynamic weather system and day-night cycle that runs in real time. I think the gameplay here is probably the best I have ever seen. Everything has a purpose and can be used for our advantages. The game is very well optimized and I hardly ever came across a bug or a glitch. This is the minimum system requirements to run this game on lowest settings possible, and this is the ideal settings. So if you love open-world stealth-based action-adventure game, I would say you should definitely give this game a try. On number 4 spot we have Rogue Company. This game is also free to play. So this game is like a mixture of Counter-Strike, Valorant, Apex Legends and Fortnite. Rogue Company is a multiplayer-only third-person shooter with a gallery of interesting characters called rogues, each with their own distinct abilities, loadouts, and perks to choose from. Moment-to-moment gunplay is snappy and responsive, but movement is a little light and floaty. You eventually get used to it, but at first it feels a bit like characters are skating around the map. Since everyone can dodge roll, firefights can get very tense and erratic quickly, which helps combat stand out in a good way from the other games. Rogue Company was clearly inspired. Just because you get the drop on someone doesn't mean you will down them necessarily, since time to kill varies wildly depending on your rogue and the weapon you're using. The first mode listed is Demolition, which has no respawns and is structured a lot like Counter-Strike. It's also my least favorite mode. One team has a bomb and must plant and detonate it at either one of 2 points on a map, or take out all enemies. The defenders can win by killing the attackers or preventing the bomb from going off. But in my experience it almost always ends in a team wipe rather than actually coming down to a detonation. No matter the map or mode, there is a satisfying variety of weapons to choose from. There's an assortment of pistols, SMGs, assault rifles, shotguns, and snipers, but they're mostly locked to specific characters similar to other hero shooters like Overwatch. Each agent has two primaries to pick from in a mid-match buy station, typically something like a sniper and SMG or assault rifle and shotgun, as well as a secondary pistol, melee attack, gadgets, primary ability, and assortment of perks. You accrue money for your actions during a match that's used to buy and upgrade these tools of destruction between rounds, but all you start with is a pistol. This will sound familiar to Counter-Strike or Valorant fans. This is the minimum system requirements to run this game on lowest settings possible, and this is the ideal settings, so definitely worth a try. On number 3 spot we have WWE 2K15. A whole lot of good memories playing this game, but what sets it apart is the fact that it has the best in the world CM Punk in it. Other than that, the 2K showcase was thoroughly enjoyable playing as various classic and present superstars. WWE 2K15 signifies as the start of a new generation, which focuses on turning the franchise into a true wrestling game rather than a fighting game with WWE superstars in it. This game also introduces the 3-tier stamina meter, which controls the pace of a match. Through each move the player performs, especially striking and running, will drain the stamina meter. During the first tier, the wrestler will be full of energy and perform moves easily. During the second tier, the wrestler will begin to slow down. In the third tier, the wrestler will be completely exhausted, even being unable to perform their finishing moves should it drop too low. The stamina meter can also be turned off or adjusted to drain more slowly, and will slowly regenerate as long as the meter is not depleted. The game's submission system has been revamped. The breaking point gauge has been replaced with a 2-part circular gauge. The mechanic of the system remains mostly the same, but players only have to mash a single button rather than all 4. Wake-up taunt finishers are now known as charged finishers, which combines the taunt and finisher into a single animation by pressing and holding the finisher button when the opponent is grounded and then releasing it when they're on their feet. The game has good graphics. The Undertaker's old school is a mess and there are a few more glitches too, but overall it is a fun game. This is the minimum system requirements to run this game on lowest settings possible, and this is the ideal settings. So definitely worth a try if you love WWE games. On number 2 spot we have Saints Row 3. Saints Row 3 is an open-world game similar to that of GTA, but some of it's better in some ways and worse in other. Story is surprisingly good, starts pretty intense after first mission, ends on a goofy and happy note. Side missions and mini-games are quite fun to play. A decent voice acting includes over 100 licensed music and they're amazing. The protagonist is a your own created character, and is the leader of the fictional 3rd Street Saints gang. Your goal is to lead the 3rd Street Saints gang to overtake its rival gangs in the city turf war. The series has historically been considered a clone of Grand Theft Auto, that later positioned itself as more gleefully silly in comparison. In combat, players select weapons from a weapon selection wheel, including regular pistols, submachine guns, shotguns, and rocket launchers alongside special weapons such as AV drones and a fart-in-a-jar stun grenade. You can freely roam the entire city in this game on cars, bikes, helicopters, airplanes, etc. This is the minimum system requirements to run this game on lowest settings possible, and this is the ideal settings. Definitely worth a try if you love GTA-type games. On number 1 spot we have Forza Motorsport 6. Forza Motorsport 6 is an open-world realistic racing game. I love the game, just got it, and the graphics were amazing. No lag and runs smoothly. Tons of cars and brands to choose from. Realistic terrain. I personally enjoy the nice effects of racing in the rain with hydroplaning simulations and realistic details. Hit a puddle with one side of your car at speed and it's going to try to drag you off track, as that side slows from the drag of the water. It also features a new story mode called Stories of Motorsport, which offers approximately 70 hours of gameplay. Forza Motorsport 6 features more than 450 cars, more than twice the number of cars in Forza Motorsport 5, and 27 tracks in all. Everything from cult 80s and 90s performance faves to today's bleeding-edge hypercars. From 60s and 70s F1 cars to race-ready machines out, of which 7 are new to this game along with returnings. This game is so addicting. It has a large amount of vehicles and realistic graphics. The only real problem is it might need a little more cosmetic upgrades, for example wide body kits and offset, but so far the game is instantly fun. I would 100% recommend it for anybody. You can compete in various championships, which are divided based on vehicle manufacturer region, vehicle age, power, drivetrain, racing discipline, and other categories. Each championship consists of multiple races. Additionally, exhibition races can be run, which are single events. Awards are generally better with championship races, while exhibitions require less of a time commitment from the player. You can feel when you're running to the edge of your grip, or have hit the brakes too late as you run into the hairpin at the bottom of Abu Dhabi's Yas Marina. Forza 6 may not boast the sense of speed or pure carnage of some of its more arcade counterparts, but it's a racing game that puts driving at the forefront of the experience. This is the minimum system requirements to run this game on lowest settings possible, and this is the ideal settings. So definitely worth a try if you love open world racing games. So guys, that's all for this video. Let me know which was your favorite game in the list. Do not forget to subscribe and share this video to your friends, and I will see you the next time. Okay, with all due respect. Love your parents, respect your country, stay home and stay safe, and most importantly take care of yourselves. Bye.